Welcome to What the Flick, everybody. Ben and Alonso talking about episode 5 of The Americans. 4-ish, 4 or 5. I think it's 5 of Justified, which we don't do, but we should, because man, is it good, but nobody else watches it. So the Dimebag, a lot happening in this episode. Really, it turns out there, all season long, it's this sort of the main storyline is, are they going to turn Paige into a spy? And it turns out Paige kind of already a spy, but suiting Paige, not for a government. So
I knew you were excited that Pastor Tim was back.
Pastor Tim was back right at the beginning. So Paige gets she just played her parents. She played them beautifully.
Something that I noticed this episode, and this has been staring me in the face, and I never picked up on it before, but there's something to be said about the kind of households that the people in the espionage business create, that it sends their loved ones running out to find something else. In Beeman's case, his wife embraces Est, and you've got Paige going to this church. It's like, clearly, I think they're making a subtle statement here about when you are surrounded by this much sort of lying, you go running towards whatever you can perceive as truth,
Oh, that's really interesting. That's a thoughtful thing to say. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I
was very proud of that.
It's going to win the thoughtful point of the day. That's got to be true. Yes, that's right. That and we heard it directly from Paige. Well, we've also heard it from Sandra.
Sure.
That you're not there, you're not around, you're not you're not there, you weren't. And Paige saying, you guys look out for each other more than me, she said in an earlier episode. And she's like, that's okay, but that's a heartbreaking thing to have your child
to notice and say,
but she played him because they couldn't say anything, and Pastor Tim, of course, played brilliantly by Kelly O'Coin. And we got to meet Pastor Tim's wife, who's on board. I guess Pastor Tim not going to turn out to be creepy. I still think, I felt the creepiness coming, but I think he's just going to stand for the place that Paige is going to look for truth.
Yes, and whether or not you find that creepy is up to you.
Right, but not that kind, different kind of creepy.
Different kind of creepy. But very creepy, and he knows it, is Phillip having to mag on teen girls and Jim. Yes.
But we got Robert is not here, who normally does this with us, but he always loves his '80s reference. This one was just thrown at us.
Oh, upstairs at Eric's, a great album.
Yeah, it's on my. It's been on my iTunes for some time.
I was impressed. They trotted out 2 songs, and neither of them was Situation.
No, right.
Good for them.
I ran through the whole album yesterday with Lee as soon as it came up. Yeah, she was like, "Are we going to pause? How long are we going to pause this episode for while you sing Yaz?"
The girl that he's working and all this debate
in my room.
I
forgot about it in my room. Yeah, it's
God.
a great song. Yeah.
But the babysitter, that actress was also in Marcy May Marlene. The blonde, curly hair.
Kimberly.
Yes, and I just remember thinking, like, in that movie, like she's just so striking because she has that thing that certain young actresses do where they're playing adolescent, but there's also something weirdly adult about them that you can't look at them and not feel pervy.
That's right.
I'm not even into women, and I'm looking at her thinking, this is uncomfortable now. So she's really good at this particular kind of role.
It's a great thing to be able to make yourself desirable while sending a simultaneous message to the audience that they should be repulsed that they find you desirable.
Yes.
That is a very
That's a tricky line to ride.
Line to walk. She did a nice job. And Clark has just become or not Clark, but Phillip. Jim, Phillip, Clark.
Who can keep track?
Enormously sympathetic character. Trying to do right by his cause and his wife, but he didn't want to involve Kimberly at all.
No.
He doesn't like it. And but there is Elizabeth to say, CIA is kind of a big one. Like this is
this is our end to the
prize
Afghans.
is so good that hey, if we have to manipulate a 16-year-old girl, however old she is,
right,
so be it. And then she very forcefully tells Phillip that no, it's happening with Paige, although it's a little unclear what that actually means.
Right. I feel dumb about this one. When he gets the call about the opera tickets or whatever, what's that actually a signal about? Like, what was he supposed to go do or find or?
Right, because then I thought they were calling back, but that turned out that was really Kimberly calling back. Well, if they were spies now, it'd be great to have different phones. It would be very helpful for them. Yeah, I don't know. What was that call for? What did he go?
I don't know. I thought that meant, there was going to be a drop-off or a pickup or a something.
That's where, because she was away, I thought that meant like she needed help or something.
Yeah,
I don't know either. It's a good point.
Meanwhile, in Russia.
Meanwhile in Russia, Nina Sergeyevna.
Yes.
She's back and she's working.
Yeah. Yep. She's on the clock, hopefully trying to get some info out of the Belgian gal, and so she can get her sentence commuted. So
yeah, hopefully get some information out of the Belgian gal. But the poor Belgian gal, maybe it's true. Maybe her boyfriend did have her do the drop. Maybe she's just going to get stuck in a Soviet gulag forever. And that wonderful moment, like again, three moments. Kimberly's at the table with Paige for Phillip and Elizabeth when they are enraged but can't say it.
Right.
And Nina Sergeyevna, her look when the Belgian girl hugs her. You know, when she's like, who am I? I am soulless.
Yeah.
You know,
how did I get here?
How did I get here where I'm manipulating this girl just so I can, but I mean, I got it. It's a huge incentive. It's not really there. The people who are in prison, in Soviet prisons or anywhere around the world, that do terrible things to other prisoners in order to get out, you think they've done something awful, but they're not really the bad guys.
No,
I mean,
they're all prisoners of a corrupt system.
Right, you've been put in a terrible situation, but still a pretty horrible situation. And then Stan, telling Sandra, and then seemingly perceptive about the defector, but finding nothing.
Right, but I think still not entirely convinced that he's wrong.
No, not entirely convinced he's wrong. I'm not entirely convinced he's wrong. And a great line there at the diner. How are the burgers? Fair. That's not a ringing endorsement. Do you want a ringing endorsement,
or do you want to know how the burgers are?
Yeah.
But I love the idea that they've presented Sinead as this sort of like kind of cute but ineffectual sort of, she likes Milky Way. It's like, if she's actually a stealth assassin who's just sort of bumbling her way into the high corridors of power, that would be cool.
I learned something about myself that is not, I can't be proud about last night. Something it's unfortunately sexist.
Oh,
I don't like to see women eat a Milky Way.
You're a pig.
But it may be that I don't
like
specifically
Milky Way or all candy bars?
I think it's something about the combination of nougat and caramel. I don't like to see it. Maybe I don't like to see anybody eat it. I don't know.
Nougat is not sexy. I'll give you that.
Nougat is not sexy. Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, another great episode.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny. I almost dragged in something from Better Call Saul this week just because, all these plots are interlocking my mind. But it's a golden age of television, people. It's really happening right now.
Thanks. See you next week.